facilitating our trade agreements with a lot more attention and energy than they've received under the coalition. I think that our defence ties with various nations in South Asia can be improved and built upon. I think that we need to build more air bridges between Melbourne and Australian cities and destinations in South Asia. And I think it's long overdue that we started inviting our international students, making them welcome in Australia and making up for the shame of the last 2.5 years since COVID hit. All good measures. But I'd like to pay tribute to all of you in this room. It's fantastic to see so many Labor colleagues here. We've got Natalie and Enver from the state level of the politics. We've got so many remarkable councillors and representatives in local government. It's fabulous to see you all here. But I'd also like to pay tribute to every person of South Asian heritage in the room. It takes courage to leave the towns and the villages where you grew up and start a new story in Australia. It takes courage. That's exactly the sort of people this nation needs. Strong people. It's not easy to leave places where you went to school, where you have family. No matter what the circumstances are that made you come to this country, it's still a very big decision. And that is why the contribution of people from South Asian nations is so significant in Australia. I want to be very clear about this. These are the values that Natalie and I hold most importantly. What makes a good Australian is not how long you've lived in this country, not how much money you have, not which God you worship or the person you choose to love. It doesn't matter what school you went to or the job you have. What makes a good Australian is what is in your heart. It's, do you raise your family well? Do you prioritise education and hard work? Do you obey the laws of the land? Do you pay your taxes? What makes a good Australian is your values. And there is no person living in the community that I live in, and indeed across Australia, who is ever unhappy when the small business next door is run by a family of South Asian background. There is no one ever unhappy when your kids are at school with kids from a South Asian background and heritage. There is no Australian who's ever unhappy when the neighbours next door who buy the house which was for sale are people of a South Asian background. People of South Asian heritage make great Australians. There are Australians by birth, and then there are Australians by choice.